As filmmakers, we have an opportunity to be a conduit, to really translate what we see and what people are experiencing into this magic medium called film. But so often we get lost in the technical, in our shutter speed, our aperture, our ISO, all of these settings that we're not really with the people in front of us. And then we kind of get lazy. We want somebody to smile, so we say smile. We want somebody to laugh, and we just ask them to laugh. But the reality is that's not how real people work. If you're filming with real people and you ask them to do something like that, they get in their head and it often feels fake and way worse. And so what we want to share with you are 3 ideas on how you can get emotional and authentic B-roll. Number 1 is that they are a reflection of you. And it means that you and your crew need to carry the energy that you're trying to create. If you're all serious and talking about the shot and rolling and sound speed and everything else, well, then your talent's going to feel very serious and they're going to think about their performance and they're going to be in their head. They're not going to be having fun and playful, which is often what we want. And so we want to really bring that energy, whether that's a serious, calm moment or that's a really bright, light and playful moment. For example, today we shot in the spa, and it was something that we wanted to be very slow, very mindful, very meditative. And so everybody whispered. We had very few crew. We just took time to be there and slow everything down. But it really created this sense where she was there. And vice versa, when we have the kids and the family and everybody's eating breakfast, we're having fun and being silly, which brings the energy up. So they are a reflection of you. Now, number 2 is you need to create presence. So often people are in their heads, they're all over the place, but they're not here. And the reality is that distraction is the antithesis to authenticity. You can't get an authentic moment if somebody's in their head and they're not even actually here with you, right? So to get somebody more present and therefore to get the opportunity to capture them authentically, to document them authentically, just do grounding exercises. Ask them to close their eyes. Ask them what they hear. Right now I can hear the ocean. And just listening to that slows everything down and I become present. Ask them to touch things, feel things, but bring them into that moment and just slow it all down without a camera, without anything else. And once they're there, then you can start getting and being the reflection that you want. But take time to bring people into a moment. Don't just show up, set up, be in your settings and go, and now laugh. Because it never works, right? So they're a reflection of you and you need to create presence to really bring them into a moment. But more than that, the golden rule, the biggest thing, is that you need to give experiences, not directions. So instead of telling them what to do, create an experience that is so damn remarkable, it's worth documenting. Their emotional output is so powerful, it's worth documenting. So for example, we had a really simple scene today where we wanted somebody to open the blinds and look outside. Now that could be super awkward to just go, hey, peek outside, and you've got the camera right in their face. So instead of giving them directions of look this way and do this and it should feel like this, we gave them an experience. We said, let's play I Spy. And so we would look outside and find something, and we had Brina run the timer so that there was actually a gamification to it.
Get set.
And go.
And you would catch that magic in their eyes, that they were actually trying to find it. And we had fun, and it was that experience that we then document
3,
with our camera,
2,
and it feels
1,
so much more powerful. As we film with the couple, we're going to work on really giving them experiences to connect intimately, to bring them back to moments that mattered, asking them to share stories with each other, express your love without saying a word. All kinds of different ways that create an experience that is incredibly meaningful, and through that you can document so much more and your films will go so much deeper. Some of my favorite prompts are removing people, separating them in advance, just casually, and asking one person to come up with something that meant something to them, right? So if you've got a couple, pulling somebody aside and going, so when was a moment that you felt, just how strongly you love that person? It's just about bringing her back to that space. So what do you remember hearing? What do you remember seeing? What do you remember feeling? Whisper in her ear. Just tell her what you remember of that moment, okay? When we get started, I want you to just whisper to the other person and tell them that moment. Ask people to close their eyes and think about one of the happiest days of their life. And then you can have them share it with you, or they can just relive it, and you'll often see like just this lightness and this happiness come over their entire body. And if you proceed that with the presence exercise, it is incredibly powerful. Asking a couple to express their love without words, right? All of a sudden, they have fun, it's silly, it's romantic. It's the idea that you're creating real connections and you're creating prompts that are fun. They're enjoyable to experience with somebody else, and they create that deeper connection. And in so doing, you get the opportunity to get both emotional and authentic B-roll.